IELTS Speaking Part 1. Happiness. Question 1. What makes you feel happy? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I feel very happy when I go to a hot spring in Japan. It helps me relax after a long week of work. Taking a warm bath is my favorite way to rest. Band 7 answer. To be honest, nothing makes me happier than visiting a local hot spring here in Japan. It's the perfect way to unwind after a tiring week at work. Just soaking in the warm water really melts my stress away. Band 8 answer. Well, to be perfectly honest, nothing quite beats the feeling of hitting up a local hot spring here in Japan. It's my absolute go-to for unwinding after a grueling week, and just soaking in that geothermal water works wonders for melting away all my stress. Question 2. Do you think money can buy happiness? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think money can make life easier, but it cannot buy real happiness. You need money to buy food and pay rent, but true happiness comes from family and friends. Band 7 answer. Let me think. I'd say money can buy comfort and security, but it can't buy genuine happiness. Having enough money definitely keeps stress away, but at the end of the day, true joy comes from the relationships you have with people. Band 8 answer. Well, that's a tricky one. I'd argue that while money provides a comfortable safety net and keeps daily stress at bay, it falls completely short of buying genuine fulfillment. At the end of the day, you simply can't put a price tag on deep, meaningful relationships with family and friends. Question 3. Are people in your country generally happy? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think most people in Japan are happy, but they also work very hard. Many people have long working hours, so they feel tired during the week. However, they enjoy their free time on weekends. Band 7 answer. I suppose most people in Japan are fairly happy, although the work culture can be quite demanding. A lot of folks put in long hours and get burned out, but they really make the most of their weekends to recharge. Band 8 answer. By and large, I'd say people here in Japan are fairly content, though the notoriously demanding work culture definitely takes a toll. A lot of folks put in crazy hours and end up completely burned out by Friday, but they really know how to let their hair down and recharge over the weekend. Question 4. What do you do when you feel unhappy? Model answer. Band 6 answer. When I feel sad, I usually go for a walk in a nearby park. Looking at the trees and breathing fresh air makes me feel better. It helps me forget my problems. Band 7 answer. Whenever I'm feeling down, I usually head out for a walk in a local park. Just being surrounded by nature and getting some fresh air really helps clear my head. It's a great way to take my mind off whatever is bothering me. Band 8 answer. Whenever I'm feeling a bit down in the dumps, my immediate remedy is to head out for a stroll in a nearby park. Getting a change of scenery and breathing in some fresh air does absolute wonders for clearing my head and taking my mind off whatever is eating at me. IELTS Speaking Part 2. A happy person. Describe someone you consider a happy person. You should say who this person is, how you know this person, what this person does, and explain why you think this person is happy. You have 1 minute to prepare. You have 2 minutes to talk. Model answer. Band 6 answer. Well, I want to talk about a very happy person I know. His name is Mr. Tanaka, and he is a baker in my neighborhood in Osaka, Japan. I see him almost every day when I go to buy my breakfast. His job is actually very hard because he has to wake up at 4 a.m. to bake bread. But he never looks tired. He always has a big smile on his face and says, "Good morning," loudly to everyone who walks into his shop. He also likes to chat with customers and give free cookies to children. I think he is a truly happy person because he loves his job and the people around him. He doesn't care about making a lot of money. He just wants to make delicious food for our town. Seeing his smile always makes my day better. Band 7 answer. Let me think. Right, I'd like to talk about a local baker named Mr. Tanaka, who is definitely the most cheerful person I know. He runs a small bakery in my neighborhood here in Osaka, and I drop by his shop almost every morning to grab breakfast. Running a bakery is no walk in the park. He has to get up at the crack of dawn to start working. However, despite the long hours, he is always in a fantastic mood. He greets every single customer with a massive smile and is always up for a quick chat. He really goes out of his way to make people feel welcome. He remembers everyone's favorite bread and often hands out extra pastries to the local kids. It's obvious that his shop is the heart of our community. I believe he is so genuinely happy because he finds joy in the simple things. Instead of stressing over making huge profits, he simply loves what he does and enjoys connecting with his neighbors. His positive energy is highly contagious. Band 8 answer. Well, off the top of my head, the most genuinely happy person I can think of is my local baker, Mr. Tanaka. He runs a cozy little bakery just down the street from my apartment in Osaka, and I swing by there practically every morning to grab a bite to eat. Honestly, his line of work is incredibly demanding. He's up before the crack of dawn every single day. But you'd never catch him complaining. No matter how swamped he is, he greets everyone who walks through the door with a huge, beaming smile and is always eager to chat. He has this amazing knack for making people feel right at home. He remembers all his regulars and loves sneaking extra treats to the neighborhood kids. His shop isn't just a bakery, it's practically the social hub of our community. At the end of the day, I'm convinced his happiness stems from not being caught up in the rat race. He isn't obsessed with making a fortune. He simply takes massive pride in his craft and thrives on making people's days a little bit brighter. His upbeat vibe is just completely infectious. IELTS Speaking Part 3. A Happy Person. Question 1. What is the true relationship between money and happiness? Model answer. Band 6 answer. Well, I think money is important, but it is not everything. For example, if you have money, you can buy a comfortable house and good food. However, true happiness comes from your family and friends. All in all, money makes life easier, but love makes you happy. Band 7 answer. Let me think. First of all, money definitely provides a necessary sense of security. For instance, being financially stable means you don't have to worry about your basic daily needs. Nonetheless, wealth alone cannot guarantee a joyful life. In summary, while cash is essential for living comfortably, real happiness is built on strong relationships. Band 8 answer. Well, that's a classic question. First and foremost, financial stability undeniably lays the groundwork for peace of mind. For example, having a comfortable cushion means you aren't constantly sweating the small stuff like monthly bills. Nonetheless, hitting the jackpot doesn't automatically equate to a fulfilling life. Ultimately, money can buy convenience, but genuine, lasting happiness hinges almost entirely on meaningful human connections. Question 2. Do you think people are happier now than they were in the past? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I am not sure, but I think life was simpler in the past. Today, we have smartphones and fast internet, which are very convenient. On the other hand, people are always busy and stressed about work. Therefore, maybe people in the past were happier because they had more free time. Band 7 answer. That's a tough one. On the one hand, modern technology has vastly improved our living standards. For example, we have better healthcare and instant communication. Furthermore, we have countless entertainment options. However, life today is incredibly fast-paced, leading to high levels of stress. Therefore, I'd argue that while we are more comfortable now, our ancestors might have enjoyed a simpler, more peaceful kind of happiness. Band 8 answer. That's a fairly complex issue. On the flip side of modern conveniences, the constant hustle and bustle of today's world really takes a heavy toll on our mental health. Not only are we glued to our screens, but we also face immense pressure to succeed. Furthermore, social media often triggers a lot of unnecessary anxiety. All things considered, we might be living more comfortably with advanced technology, but I wouldn't necessarily say we are genuinely happier than previous generations. Question 3. What role does the government play in making citizens happy? Model answer. Band 6 answer. First of all, the government should make sure everyone has a job. If people have a stable income, they feel safe. Secondly, they should build more parks and hospitals. For instance, having green spaces in a busy city helps people relax after a long day of work. Band 7 answer. Well, I believe the government plays a huge role in this. First and foremost, they need to ensure economic stability so people don't stress about unemployment. Not only that, but they should also invest heavily in public infrastructure. For example, providing top-notch healthcare and creating more green spaces can significantly boost the overall well-being of the public. Band 8 answer. Well, off the top of my head, policymakers have a massive responsibility here. First and foremost, they need to tackle economic inequality to ensure everyone has a fair shot at a decent livelihood. Not only should they focus on job creation, but they must also invest heavily in public welfare. For instance, establishing robust healthcare systems and accessible green spaces works wonders for the community's collective mental health and overall life satisfaction. Question 4. How does physical health affect a person's happiness? Model answer. Band 6 answer. I think health is very important for happiness. If you are sick, you cannot go out and have fun with your friends. For example, when I have a bad cold, I feel very sad and tired. Therefore, keeping a healthy body makes your mind happy too. Band 7 answer. To be honest, I think physical and mental health are deeply connected. If you are constantly dealing with illness, it's really hard to stay positive. For instance, chronic pain can completely drain your energy. Furthermore, exercising regularly releases chemicals in your brain that naturally make you feel good. So, staying fit is absolutely crucial for a happy life. Band 8 answer. To be totally frank, physical well-being is the absolute bedrock of happiness. If your body is constantly acting up, it's incredibly tough to maintain a positive outlook on life. For instance, battling a chronic illness can completely drain your emotional reserves. Furthermore, breaking a sweat on a regular basis releases endorphins, which are natural mood boosters. All in all, a sound mind truly relies on a sound body to thrive.
Congrats on making it to the end of this video, and kudos to you if you did all that practice. You are amazing. If you have any questions, feel free to comment down below. And you can also add my official LINE account that's in the profile. And if you do this, then I can send you a free phrases guide that you can use for your practice. All right, happy studying. See ya.